Massive, massive thank you. Guys, our normal disclaimer. Today we're here to assemble lawfully. We're here to our freedom of speech. We're here to not cause alarm, harassment or distress or cause any intimidation. The whole thing intends to remain lawful and it will do so. What we're doing here today is we are showing you the public the evil behind these industries that exploit animals. Guys, please double tap the screen. Please get the comments flowing. Animals are coming here today to die. As you're coming in here, please put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan. We are open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, let us know. 1, 2, and 3. Double tap the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. Who have we got in the room, Lissa?
Yeah.
Who's in there?
All right, we have got obviously David's message. We put our comment in there. Right, Christy, I think, is in the room. Guys,
Oh shit, the door's gonna open. The door's gonna open. Let's go. 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 Show the world inside.
It's already.
Show the world inside these evil places. Show the world inside these evil places. Look at this. Look inside here. Show the world.
Truck's already in there.
Show the world what they don't want you to see.
Truck's already in there. Excuse me.
Show the world what they don't want to see. Absolutely horrific.
Let's get this up on there.
Horrific. Let's get our stuff down.
We'll speak to you in a minute. We just need to film the animals.
All right.
Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan.
Right,
Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, if you're not vegan, yeah. Number 3, no, 1 second.
1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals. 1, 2, or 3. Guys, what you're witnessing right now, animals being taken off of this small holding truck, waiting to be executed for optional products like cheese, dairy, yogurt, milk, absolutely unnecessary products. There's no justification for this. No justification for this whatsoever. Guys, let us know in the chat where you are. 1 if you're vegan. 2 if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3 if you don't care about animals. 1, 2, or 3. Let us know, guys, in that chat. Our second disclaimer here today, as well as our first disclaimer saying that this is a lawful protest, our right to assembly, our freedom of speech. We intend to not cause alarm, harassment, or distress, or intimidation. Our second disclaimer is that we are not here to judge, point fingers, or to name call anyone who is not vegan. That's against our objective. Our objective here is to turn compassionate people's heads against the very industry that's lied to you and made you feel that 2 things. This is humane and ethical, and it's necessary. It certainly is not humane and ethical, and it certainly is not necessary. What happens behind this gate is an absolute betrayal to the animals. They're the ones paying the real price. They're the real victims in this whole thing. They've done nothing. They've committed no crime. No crime has been committed by these animals whatsoever, yet they are executed for an optional product for profit margins. And the evil industry do everything they can to indoctrinate the public and to lie to you, to show you the smoke and mirrors, to keep you, the good people, paying for some of the most horrific violence without ever questioning this. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Let us know. Spam the 1s in the chat. 2's in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation around being vegan. And 3, if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream. Please, please subscribe. Please hit the bell notification. Guys, we're going to show you inside of a slaughterhouse again. We're going to show you inside this slaughterhouse one more time. Look. This door here is usually on an automatic system. This door is on an automatic system. Shame on you. Shame on you.
How could you?
Shame on you for betraying these dear animals. Shame on you. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, please double tap the stream. Please like, please subscribe.
Animals are in that truck right now, in the small
Animals
holding
are in this truck. What truck?
I can't sit in the small holding truck.
They're in that small holding truck.
And then I'll go back up because I can see them still in there.
Yeah, okay.
They've not unloaded them.
Guys, there's a high chance that these are dairy cows being brought here as well as beef cows. There's a high chance that you could have a downed dairy cow in any of these trailers. A downed dairy cow is a cow who has been exploited to the very extremes that prevent them from being able to stand up. They can't even hold their body weight. They can't even stand up. I've seen cows being dragged to the milking parlor so they're getting the last millimeter last milliliter of milk from her before she was then shot in the face and executed for an optional product. If you're a good person, if you have compassion in your heart, if you have empathy and you do morally consider some animals, I urge you to extend that compassion to all animals. All animals should be morally considered. There is no justification for the exploitation and execution of innocent animals for optional products. Put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Put 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And put 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream and like and subscribe and share it. What we're showing you right now is factory farming versus smallholding. Another smoke and mirror tactic, another lie, another humane wash tactic from the industry. Local small holding farms are ethical and humane. Well, guess what you can see right now? You can see factory farming on the left and you can see small holding farming on the right. But what can you see? Both of them trucks were a slaughterhouse, shooting these animals in the face and executing them for optional products. There's the reality. There's the truth. This is what the industry don't want you to see. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to these conversations. And 3 if you don't care about animals. Another reminder of my earlier disclaimer. We are not here to judge, point fingers and attack you, the consumer. We're here to turn your head against the industry. Most number 2s who are non-vegans, who are compassionate, get angry at vegans because we hold the mirror up, right? We hold the mirror up and we tell you the truth. But guess where that anger goes when you become vegan? When you actually submit to the messaging that it's right to be vegan and you turn vegan, all that anger that you betrayed to the message goes towards this industry. This industry is the one who have lied to you. This industry is the one who have made you pay for some of the most horrific violence to the most childlike, vulnerable beings who've committed no crime. The animals inside these trucks that you can see here have the same desire to live as you do. They have the same ability to feel pain and suffer as you do. They have the same hopes and dreams of freedom. Everything has been taken from these animals, and today, the very last thing that we possibly could take from them will be taken, and that is their life. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. 1, 2, and 3 in the chat.
Who's in that truck? What's happening here?
Did you want to talk to me about anything? Are you happy?
There's the boundary line they've said is where their property begins, and I just want to enforce safety for you guys. Please keep an eye out on trucks. You're obviously peacefully protesting, but I really do ask that you stay out of the way of the trucks.
Yeah, we're not going to stop any traffic. We're here for the animals. We're here to show the world the injustice that happens behind these doors. We're here to show the truth and the reality that this industry won't tell people. The industry will never tell. I bet the industry's never told you that dairy cows going here majority of the time pregnant. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that dairy cows were forcefully impregnated to have their babies stolen so you can drink their milk.
I'm not here to sort of discuss the...
And I'm assuming these things. You may know these things, but I'm assuming because the industry is never transparent. Our objective is to force the transparency that industry will never tell the consumer, because at the moment the consumer never stands a chance of making the right decision. They're not even told the neutral position. The consumer is told a humane lie. It's absolute greenwashing, humane washing, and smoke and mirrors. How can the person with compassion and empathy ever make the right decision when they're never given the chance and never given the information? Our objective today is to lawfully protest, as we've said, and to expose the reality and the truth behind here. We won't be stopping any trucks, and we know our boundaries, so good.
That's what I said. Thank you.
Cool, no worries.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks very much. Officer, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm going to swap over now with Mel. I'm going to let you come in. Take the...
Yeah, handled very well. To be fair to the police, he let me film the animals when I said, please, can I film the animals? Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. This is a slaughterhouse, guys. We're outside ABP in the UK. They killed dairy cows from the dairy industry. They killed beef cows from the beef industry. Those cows are around 18 months old. The mother dairy cows will be around 3 years old when they get sent to a slaughterhouse. Cows in the dairy industry do not produce milk just because they're a cow. They produce milk because they are a mother. They have to be forced pregnant to produce their baby. They don't breed naturally. The farmer puts himself inside the cow and makes her pregnant. Number 1 in the chat if you are vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. There's already security here. They've already called the police on us. 3 days in a row they've called the police on us for lawful lawfully protesting, for lawfully showing what these industries do. How could you? How could you? Shame on you. Shame on you for what you do. You're a traitor to those animals. You betrayed those animals who trusted you. Smallholding farmer, guys, doesn't care about the animals. He's got a dog in the car. This is speciesism. It's a form of racism. Treats one different to the other purely on the way they look. You're a disgusting human. Shame on you. You're a man, baby, who is a disgusting, brainwashed individual. Shame on you. Would you send your dog in there to be killed? Would you send your dog in there to be killed? How could they? Went in there with the dog and cows. Only came out with the dog. Shameful. Never trust those who oppress animals. They are not fit for purpose. They do not have a brain and a central nervous system. They should be in prison for what they do to those animals. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. This is the most urgent issue of our time. This is the most urgent pressing issue that you have power to stop today.
Someone's saying that dairy cows aren't killed for milk, stupid.
I used to think that as well. It's not stupid to think that because the industry's paid billions of pounds lying to you. You have been mugged off by the industry. If you're drinking cow's milk, you've been mugged off. It's not your fault though. It's the industry. It's the RSPCA assured scheme. Every single cow in the dairy industry gets sent to a slaughterhouse to be stabbed in the throat. Every single cow has pregnancy forced upon her. The farmer puts himself inside the cow. The cow gets forced into a cattle crush. A cow is trapped in this cage, can't exit, can't get out. The farmer then puts themselves inside the cow, their whole arm up to their shoulder and injects her with bull semen. They make her pregnant. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan, yeah. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. When she then is pregnant, she carries her baby for 9 months, just like your mother carried you. Just like your mother carried you. But when she gives birth to her baby's kidnapped by that disgusting, evil farmer. He kidnaps her baby. If her baby is a boy, they get sent to a slaughterhouse. They get sentenced to death because they're purely born a boy, because they want to steal her breast milk intended for him. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe right now.
What animals are behind you? What's going on?
Yeah, so dairy cows and beef cows go into this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse that has major breaches happening inside as well. We've just witnessed a factory farm truck inside right now and a small holding truck. The small holding truck, the farmer even had his dog in the front. Speciesism. He came in with cows and a dog, but he betrayed the cows. He left the cows inside this dungeon of hell to be stabbed in the throat. He betrayed them. The same farmer that will tell you he loves his animals. He then leaves with the dog in the car because of speciesism. Small holding truck. Guys, screen record right now. Another small holding truck. Why is he waiting there? He's just waiting down there?
Guys, put hearts in the chat if you're vegan. Now listen, what they're doing, that small holding truck is waiting down there.
Down there. Well,
they're waiting for the security to come and open the gates. So they're holding up the traffic. So they're here saying that activists can't hold up the traffic, right? But apparently this guy can sit there with the hazards on. This guy can sit there and hold up all this traffic. In that trailer that you can see down the road there are animals waiting to be brought in here to die.
You run there and then they start running.
Has slowed the traffic up on purpose, waiting for security to rush to this gate.
How dare you? How dare you?
Shame on you. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, if you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Look how wide her eyes are. Look how wide her eyes are. You poor baby. Go to the back, go to the back, go to the back. Look at her, you so sweet. Poor darling.
Shameful. Don't speak to me. Don't speak to me.
Darling.
Don't speak to me ever again, you disgusting person.
Guys,
You're a scumbag. Don't speak to me ever again.
You're not vegan. If you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Them animals that you just saw in that trailer, they're going in here to die.
Over here.
We won't be able to get the offloading, but I can try.
You can see them well, sir.
Let me see.
I'll get my camera. Up. That security is very mouthy. Number 1 in the chat, guys, if you're vegan.
I can see on here, I can see on here.
Okay. Number 2 in the chat, if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 in the chat, if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. I'm just going to have a look at the camera and see who was in there.
Notice how they're all hiding out of sight.
Yeah, they're cowards.
They don't want anyone to see the reality of the truth.
They didn't even want to come in. That coward of a farmer waited down the road.
Yeah.
Didn't even want to come in because activists had a camera. The moment you go over to the truck, they start moving. Looks like potentially beef and dairy cows in there. Should I show everybody?
Show the chat, show the chat.
Can you see?
Let me just get this set.
It's quite dark, so just bear with us 1 second. Yeah, the dairy cows, see at the back there? Poor mothers from the dairy industry. I did go in the back as well.
Poor babies.
This is so unfair. That's who's just gone inside this place today. That's who's inside this facility. Because this is a slaughterhouse. And anyone who said that dairy cows don't go to slaughterhouse, you just saw smallholding, disgusting, evil farmer betray the animals, taking those animals to a slaughterhouse to be stabbed in the throat. Number 1 in the chat if you're a vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan, double tap that screen and subscribe. Every single cow goes to a slaughterhouse. Every single animal that you see in a field, your child might think, oh, look, they're sweet animals. Now we know that's the Green Mile. They're sentenced to death. They get the capital punishment. Death, murder, purely for being an animal. Number 1 in the chat if you're a vegan. It's going to open again. It's a slaughterhouse. Don't go in here. They kill animals. Don't be part of this industry. They literally kill animals. Smallholding farmer there betraying his animals. Scumbag. Look, they're all hiding behind the gate. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be on a live stream. You don't like having your picture taken, do you? Got cross about it yesterday. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe.
Are you just here to rage bait people today?
Absolutely not. It's been hectic today. We are here to educate the public, to defend the animals. We're here against the industries who exploit animals. And we're here to tell you guys what actually happens, because until you guys see the reality, you will never know the truth. They mug you off. Who in the chat is drinking cow's milk? That is propaganda. Okay, because you're not a baby cow. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen now and subscribe. This is a slaughterhouse behind me. I'm extremely passionate and I'm extremely sad because animals behind me are being stabbed in the throat in this place. Smallholding farmers coming in here. Disgusting people who lie to you. I've seen the abuse, the torture, the suffering, the exploitation these farmers put upon those animals that they tell you they love. Then they say, oh, we love our girls, all happy cows make happy milk. It's a load of crap. It's marketing bull crap to make you feel better about paying for something that is pure evil. Good people hate this. You guys have just never seen inside a slaughterhouse. I have. When I saw inside, I went vegan. But I wasn't vegan before then because I didn't know. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, but you are not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. Can I switch in with you? My voice is going a bit.
Well done. Absolutely brilliant. Well done. Guys, I just want to make another point here. Look, the police are just leaving now. The police are leaving. The police are off. Guys, I want to make another point. I want to make this really clear that this may sound very intense and very, driven, because today's mission is very real for them animals that have got in there today to die. For them, this is very real. For them, this is life and death. The last moment that they opened their eyes was this morning. Their last moments with their loved ones was this morning. The last time that they laid down and closed their eyes and went to sleep last night was the very last time. Today, everything will be taken from them for an optional product that you do not need. We're talking to you with this intensity because this is intense. This is the most intense injustice happening worldwide right now. Now, there's a lot of other bad things happening in the world that you can't control. This is something that you can control. If you're a number 2 in the chat, if you are someone who is kind and compassionate and who does care, but you're not vegan yet, perhaps because you've never seen any animal rights messaging, today is a day where you can decide to remove your personal accountability of the animals going inside here to die, to be executed, to be shot in the face, to be slashed open, to be dismembered and skinned for optional products like jackets, shoes, burgers, milk, cheese that you do not need. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, spam the ones. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to these conversations and you have a kind heart. And 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Now, the majority of the world right now may not be vegan, but the majority of the world certainly aren't a number 3. The majority of the world is a number 2. Someone who's not vegan, but does have a compassionate, empathetic heart. And this is exactly why we're here. These industries spend billions and billions and billions of pounds to indoctrinate, to lie, to keep the smoke and mirrors across your eyes, to make sure that you don't find out the truth. What do? We bring 1 camera, we bring a lens, and we live stream. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap and like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We go live multiple times a week to bring you the truth. Now, when I say we bring you the truth, what do? We bring a lens, we bring a camera, and we live stream. We show you simply what is happening in real time, live, right now. That's all we need to do. We do not need to spend billions of pounds to lie, to counteract the lies. We just show you the truth. When good people see the truth, what do? They remove themselves from the industry.
Is this a halal slaughterhouse?
This isn't a halal slaughterhouse, but why would that matter? Why would saying a few words before I stab someone to death make any difference to when I don't say a few words and then stab them to death? If you think that halal slaughter is bad, then all slaughter is bad. The reason why people fall into the halal slaughter is bad is because if you're not Muslim, then it's an easy out for you, right?
Look at this disgusting truck. You can smell it.
Shame on you. I want with them babies that you executed today. I want with the babies that you executed. Shame on you.
Steve, we have to get the unloading now.
Shame on you. Do you see the unloading? This is that small holding truck, guys, that you're looking at right now that came in earlier. Them animals will be walked off to their death. This will be their last moments. They even make them stand and walk off to their death. How harrowing is this? What you're witnessing right now, the industry panicked. The minute that you see this, the industry panicked because they do not want the consumer seeing the reality and the truth. They don't want you to see, because when you see, you remove your support, you remove your vote with your money, and as a result, they lose all their profit. There you go.
They're just about to unload now.
Left a little bit, left a little bit.
I can see here, yeah.
Yeah, you got it, you got it. That's where you are. That's who you are. Okay, guys, you just saw a factory farm truck leaving, and now you're seeing a small holding truck unloading the small holding victims. This is your local farm. This is your small holding farm. This is your local farmer. And here are his victims, dairy cows. Bless them. Look at their gentle, slow walk. You're witnessing animals walk to their death. But 1's in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3 if you don't care about animals. This is one of the saddest things that I've ever seen. Animals being led to their death. Now, you could say that this is an even bigger injustice. If this smallholder farmer has any kind of relationship with these cows, they trust him. They look to him for stewardship. They look to him for safety. They look to him for food and water. And what does he do? He leads them into a slaughterhouse to be executed, because in his eyes, these individuals are no longer profitable. The money he puts into them doesn't equate to a profit coming out of them. Therefore, he kills them. Therefore, they're chopped up and put into burgers. Therefore, their life is over. Guys, hearts in the chat for these dear animals. Put some green hearts in this chat for these beautiful animals being led to their death today. This is so sad, so harrowing. Now, we often try and speak to farmers when they leave these slaughterhouses, see if they can defend their position. When he leaves, I'll try and talk to him. Who reckons he's going to stop and talk to me? I don't think this person's going to stop and talk to anyone.
Yeah, well, this guy was hiding down the road.
He was hiding down the road. He didn't want anyone to see him. Another truck, go. Right, go.
Oh. No. They're
gonna loop. Right, swap.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Sorry, guys. It's all hectic right now.
They're gonna come back down.
Take this.
Yeah, so the truck's just gone back down there. He's probably gonna call and then be like, right, I'm coming back.
Okay, back on these.
Number 1 in the chat, guys, if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. So many people here today. So many people defending the animals here today. Yeah, weird. So all these truck drivers are trying to hide today. They're all trying to hide. They didn't want to drive in. They didn't want us to film the animals. That's all we're doing. We're just filming the animals today. We're just showing everybody what's happening to these poor babies. Oh, I see the farm. Look at them all in there, in that dungeon, looking out at the farmer like, what the hell did they do wrong? What did they do wrong? That farmer, well, you will see, will get in the van and drive away, betraying those animals. That farmer knows that, in my opinion, it's premeditated murder. In my opinion, it's premeditated murder because he forced them into existence purely to make money off them, take their babies from them, make them pregnant, suck everything out of them. Everything.
What are people looking at right now?
This is inside of a slaughterhouse in the UK. You can see mother cows from the dairy industry have just been unloaded from a small holding farmer. Shameful. Shameful. They're now going to go into a dungeon of hell. Then when the kill floor is ready, they will then be forced into the kill floor to be stabbed in the throat, hoisted up by one leg and bled out. 20% of cows that go to slaughter have their baby, are still pregnant and have their babies ripped out of their stomach. The way they kill their babies is that they open the sack and leave them suffocating to death on the floor of that cold concrete slaughterhouse floor. Evil. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. You may have never seen this before. Please stay on this live stream. You'll see the victims for yourself as you are right now inside this slaughterhouse of hell. This is the gates of hell that you will never see, but you are the ones paying for it. Is this person going to come out now? This disgusting person, I think he's about to come out, yeah. Driving away. Left the victims in there. How could you? Shame on you, disgusting person. How could you betray them? You're a man, baby. You don't have a flipping brain. You're a disgusting person. You betrayed those childlike beings. Call yourself a man. You're a disgusting, non-sentient individual. Shame on you, brainwashed, disgusting person. You cannot be human if you send animals to a slaughterhouse. Never trust those who oppress animals. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you are open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. These animal farmers and slaughterhouse workers need pressure. This is a slaughterhouse. He's just betrayed those animals and sent them to a slaughterhouse to be killed, to be stabbed in the throat around strangers that they do not know. We do not speak to you guys on the live stream the same way we speak to them. They know better. You guys on the live stream might not know better. You may not know. We didn't once. I used to pay for this to happen, but I didn't know. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double
What
tap
animals
the
are going
screen
in here today? Who have you seen?
and subscribe. Dairy cows from the dairy industry have gone inside this facility today. Beef cows from the beef industry have gone inside there. Beef cows are 18 months old when they get sent to slaughter. Dairy cows are around 3 years old. 20% of cows are still pregnant when they go to slaughterhouses. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen now and subscribe. It helps push the algorithm out. People need to know this is an urgent issue. This is the biggest issue of our time that's ever happened, that is still happening today, and you can stop it today by living vegan.
What's happening right now? Where's that truck gone? Is it going to come back?
So there was a truck that come past, a blue truck, saw that activists were here, saw that loads of us were here, and then went down the road. What they're going to do now is probably wait down the road, call the security, and when the gates open, they'll come back because they're little man baby cowards. They're disgusting, animal abusing, disgusting people. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. I keep looking this way and this way because trucks usually come this way, but that blue truck's gone that way, so you guys might see on the live stream before I do. But he will be coming back. I can hear cows crying in there now.
What's your objective here today? You're just trying to annoy people?
Defend the animals. I'm not trying to annoy people. If the message is annoying, then that's a you problem, not a me problem. I'm just telling you the truth, and that's all I can do. Showing people the reality of what happens to the animals, good people change. When people see the eyes of their victims, when people understand the industry, they go vegan. Because if you're not vegan, you oppress animals. You do abuse animals. You oppress them by paying people to do that for you.
Charlene has just gone vegan.
Amazing. Another vegan in the chat. Yesterday, we had over 10 people went vegan within a few minutes. It was awesome, but more people need to go vegan every single day.
Why do people go vegan?
To stop oppressing animals. Good people go vegan because it's a moral baseline. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. Everyone is born vegan. You then have your compassion taken out of you. So every child is a vegan. It's just someone who's neutral, who doesn't hurt animals. But if you're a parent of that child and you're giving them animal products, that's awful. You may not know the industry, so I'm not saying like you're a terrible person. It's just normal. But normal doesn't always mean moral. And in fact, I'm so upset that I was given animal products, but my parents didn't know the industry. So you were told, oh, you need to give them this, you need to give them that. Yeah, he's coming back. Truck's coming back now. He's going to be the other side. This was the coward who didn't want us to see the animals, would rather wait down the road, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to show people the reality. Why? Why? Who's in this truck? We're going to show you.
Oh, look at her little nose out the side. Poor man. Guys, hearts in the chat for these animals. Hearts in the chat for these dear animals. I'm so sorry, babies.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, babies. We're never going to stop. We're always going to fight for you no matter what. Don't speak to me. Don't speak to me. Right, catch the unloading of this. I'll hold it and you talk for a minute.
Sure.
We're going to catch the unloading of these poor babies.
Cool.
I bet.
This one?
Yeah.
All right, good.
I think he went round there and put all the slats up and he missed it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan.
Guys, what I want you to question right now is why is there so much secrecy behind this? If the industry is so proud, if the industry is so transparent, then why is there so much secrecy? Let us know in the chat. Spam 1s if you're vegan. Spam 2s if you're open-minded, if you have a kind heart, but you're not vegan yet. And spam 3s if you are anti-vegan. Please subscribe, double tap the stream, like the stream, and hit the bell notification. We go to slaughterhouses all over the UK to bring you the truth all throughout the week. Now, what you've just witnessed right now is it looked like beef cows who are exploited for their bodies, being taken inside this facility. This facility right here is a slaughterhouse. We're live in the UK. This is Project Livestream 10. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, double tap the stream and please like and subscribe. Guys, this is Project Livestream 10. We have activists all over the UK, all over the world, to bring you the reality and the truth. And the industry don't want you to see this. We're here today forcing that transparency. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, double tap the stream, like, subscribe. What you've just witnessed, this truck driver drove past. He didn't want to come in here. He drove down the road. He then stopped. He put all the slats up on the side of the truck. He then came in and he then backed up into there to offload his animals to be executed today for optional products. Now, why is there so much secrecy behind this? If this industry is so humane and ethical, and if they're so proud of what they do, then why is there 16-foot spike fences, CCTV and netting? Why is security rushing and opening these doors? Why is there so much secrecy behind an industry that prides itself on being humane and ethical? If this was so humane, we'd be doing the industry a favor. We'd be the best people And the truth is, this is not humane. This is not ethical. This is not necessary. This is an absolute horrific injustice, and it happens for optional products. If you're a number 2, if you're a non-vegan that has a kind heart, you have an option today to move to a number 1. You have an option to remove your personal accountability for the violence happening inside that building right now. For the benefit of the live stream, it stinks here right now. All I can smell is a metallic, sort of irony smell, a smell of death. Now, I've got a ridiculously blunt human nose. My nose sucks. These cows can smell up to 5 miles. They're amazing,
Look what
beautiful
they're doing.
animals.
Look
They're
what
trying
they're
to hide. Look, they're using the pallet trucks to hide.
Oh,
They're using the pallet trucks to hide so you can't see.
Why are you hiding it, you cowards?
You can't hide from us. You can't hide from us. This stinks. This place absolutely stinks.
No,
Guys,
maybe
1 in
they're
the
coming
chat
out.
if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan. Be open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Look at what you're witnessing right now. Look inside that layer. Look inside that truck. Look inside that truck. Them animals do not want to die today.
Stay there.
Them animals do not want to die.
If you stay there, we'll keep the gate
These
open.
poor animals, these animals have the same desire to live as you do, the same desire to live as any other sentient being. Absolute shame on humanity. We should be disgusted for what we do to these animals. This is an absolute injustice, guys. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3 if you don't care about animals. Let us know where you're from in the chat. Please double tap the stream and like it. Please subscribe. You're witnessing right now another factory farming truck. We've seen small holding. We've seen factory farming. We've seen it all here today. This is the reality, everybody. Don't believe the humane small holding lies. Factory farming, small holding, factory farming, small holding, factory farming, small holding. Can you see the pattern? It doesn't matter where animals are exploited. They end up at the same slaughterhouse. Whether you're against factory farming or whether you're against small holding farming, guess what? The same knife kills the same animals.
Yeah.
1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Everyone in the world right now, number 3s are the minority. Number 3s fall into the same category as psychopaths. Don't be a number 3. Double tap this stream. Please like. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell notification. This slaughterhouse right now today is doing everything they can to hide the reality and the truth from the consumer. They're trying to use trucks to cover up offloading. They're trying to use security to run these gates so that you can't see the truth. Now, why? Why do they not want you to see the truth if this is all ethical and is all humane? Surely there'd be no problem, right? The reason why they don't want you to see the truth is because this is absolutely horrific. And when good people see this injustice, they remove their support and they go vegan immediately.
Look at the brainwashing on the side of this. That's all people see, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The disconnect. Keeps the disconnect.
The industry use all sorts of tactics. They use tactics like the RSPCA assured scheme. They use tactics like the red tractor certification. They use and borrow names from trusted organizations that people associate with being kind to animals. Absolutely disgusting. This is a slaughterhouse. You should never be picking anything up from here. How dare you have stuffed animals saying that you morally consider animals on there. And in the back of that lorry, this is the only way that animals leave. Look right now, look in here. Look in here. Let me see this. Oh, yeah, look, pull the trucks across. Yeah, look. Hide, hide, hide. Don't let the world see the realities and the truths. This is a disgusting industry. If you do not want to be responsible for the violence to these most innocent animals, then the least you can do is be vegan. Being vegan is the moral baseline. It's not something to aspire to be. It's the moral baseline. It's step 1 on the ladder. Talking to number 1s, put number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Put number 2 in the chat if you are not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And put number 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream and like it. I want to just reiterate that we are not here to clash with you. If you're a number 2, if you're a kind person who's not vegan yet, please do not feel that our message is to attack you. It is not. Our message is to turn your head against the industry that make you a good person, pay for some of the most horrific violence. Yeah. 1 in the chat if you're vegans, 2 in the chat if you are that kind person who does care, but you're just not vegan yet. And number 3, if you don't care about animals, our objective is to defend animals. And the only way that we can do that is by connecting with a number 2, someone who's kind and compassionate, but not vegan yet. Because every single pound, every single dollar that you spend in a supermarket will either dictate whether an animal is forced back inside this building or liberated and never allowed to come back in here ever again. You could be the reason to undo this violence if you just take personal accountability and go vegan. The animals need you to defend them, and the best way you defend them is stop paying for this injustice immediately.
Yeah, who's in that truck, Steve?
In that truck right now, there are dairy cows and there are beef cows. This is another thing that the industry won't tell the public. Dairy cows and beef cows are two different breeds of cow. One has been specifically genetically modified to produce more milk, more secretions. They're exploited for their breast milk. Another one has been genetically modified to grow more flesh. They're exploited for their body parts. When the industry leans on the beef industry because they show you the beef cows with their mums in the field, these are the cows that you see with their babies running around to make the consumer think, oh, look, them vegans are wrong. The babies are with their mums. They're having a great time. They're cow-to-calf farms, and they lean off of that humane washing, so the general public never critically think about the dairy industry. The dairy industry do not do that to their babies. If the dairy industry are born male, they're executed within the first couple of weeks. If they're born female, they get put in isolation hutches. Go to our main channel. We've investigated dairy farms a number of times, and it's not an anomaly. This happens everywhere. Dairy calves are killed because the industry doesn't dictate males to be of any use. One in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to that conversation. Three if you don't care about animals and you're anti-vegan. Double tap the stream. Please like, share and subscribe. We're doing our best here, guys, to spin this algorithm so that more kind, compassionate number twos can see the reality behind this evil industry and go vegan. We're trying to desperately defend the animals. For the animals, the other side of that gate is too late. We can't save them today. And I know what it's like to stand here and see eyes, noses and ears come past me with their eyes wide open, begging for help, hoping for liberation. It absolutely breaks my heart. That's why I've dedicated every single minute of my life to defend them. And all you need to do is change your spending habits in the shops. Don't buy leather jackets made of their skin. Don't buy shoes that scream for their life inside of a kill floor. Don't buy products that are tested on animals. Don't buy their body parts, their secretion, their eggs. Do not be the reason that animals suffer inside slaughterhouses anymore. Simply live vegan. It's the baseline. It's the moral baseline that we should be doing. I'm going to swap back over.
Wait, they're just unloading right now.
They're unloading right now. Okay, guys, I want you to stop and I want you to witness these animals being walked to their death. This is their last moment.
Guys.
What's that?
Just letting everyone know they're unloading right now. If you're
unloading the truck now. They're unloading the truck now. How sad is this? Their last moments. Their last moments. Now, if you ask me to describe slavery, I would describe slavery with giving someone a number, not a name, and controlling every single element of their movement from the time they wake up, sleep, eat, move. Now, what's happening right now, these animals that are given numbers, they're being controlled. They've been controlled their whole life. Where they sleep, where they sit, where they stand, where they move. They've been controlled and they've been commodified. Now,
they're coming off now.
The profit margins are too slow. Oh, you poor angels, poor babies. Look at how desperate the industry don't want you to see. Look at it. Look how desperate the secrecy is here. In my opinion, this is the slave trade. In my opinion, there is no difference to what's happening to these animals and what's happened throughout history in slavery. In my opinion, this is just as much of an abomination as all of it. And if you're against one, you should be against all. Otherwise, you are morally inconsistent. Being vegan is simply being consistent with your morals and ethics and extending that morality over to all sentient beings.
Mother cows.
Mother cows from the dairy industry. Now, guys, would it shock you to know that around 25% of these dairy cows going to slaughter will be pregnant? The reason being, dairy cows are sold on how much their bodies weigh because they're going to be minced up and put inside pies, inside pet food, inside lower grade, quote unquote, products. So they're sold on their weight. So what do? They impregnate them so they're heavier so they make more profit off of them. The reality for the victims that you're witnessing right now going inside this slaughterhouse is they're going to be forced onto a kill floor, forced into a knockbox. They're going to be shot in the face, not for their benefit, to incapacitate them long enough for someone to approach them with a knife safely. They have their back legs shackled. They'll be lifted up, but they then are completely defenseless. They will then be stabbed in the throat, and their skin will be removed from their bodies as their eyes close and the blood pumps out of their neck. The likelihood that they will then have their babies cut from their stomachs, their embryo sac opened up and allowed for the baby to suffocate on a cold concrete floor inside of a slaughterhouse. That's the reality that these animals face today. That's why we talk to you with such intensity, because the intensity for that individual is so real. It's so real. We're all okay. We'll all go home today. Everyone inside that facility will go home today, but them animals will not go home today. The intensity for them is very real. This is why we speak to you with that intensity. It may sound like we're attacking you, but I want to reiterate we're not. We're talking with intensity because if that was you in there, how would you want me to defend you? If that was your loved one in there, how would you want me to defend them? Would you want me to stand out here passively and talk to you and perhaps suggest a nice vegan cheese? Or you want me to stand out here and jump up and down and shout for the rights violation that's happening to them individuals behind there? I know exactly what I'd want if I was in that position. I'd want people out here using every ounce of oxygen in their lungs, trying to defend my position, trying to get me out. Who knows, them animals right now, when they were gathered on that truck today, maybe there was their last little bit of hope. Maybe they were thinking, I'm leaving this farm. I'm finally leaving this hellhole. I'll get to go somewhere. Maybe I'm going to a sanctuary. Maybe we've all been liberated. Maybe this is the good guy who's come to take me away from this horrific farm, who've taken baby after baby after baby from me, who's taken everything from me. But no, that hope of liberation, that hope and dream of freedom would have been taken from them today. When, oh no, where have they turned up to? A slaughterhouse. This place doesn't smell good. I don't feel happy here. I feel scared here. The line of piss and shit that run into the slaughterhouse dictates that. They're sentient beings. They have a subjective experience of their own life. We take everything from them. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream. Please like, share and subscribe. I'm going to swap over with Mel and let Mel talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, well said. So as I was on filming the unloading there, I could see some mother cows from the dairy industry being unloaded, but I also could see at the end real tiny cows. They potentially were baby cows going in from the dairy industry, maybe the male calves, maybe younger females who aren't considered perfect. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. This is a slaughterhouse. We are not here to fight against you. We're here to defend the animals. We're here to apply pressure to these industries that exploit them. They mug you off. They lie to you. They tell you propaganda. They corrupt the RSPCA. RSPCA assured was once called Freedom Foods. Then it was bought out by the Freedom Foods bought the RSPCA's name because they knew that the RSPCA had a good reputation for saving animals. So now it's called RSPCA Assured. They made £4 million in 2024 purely from putting their Assured logo on gas chambers for pigs. Check out Pignorant on Amazon Prime. Gas chambers for pigs and farms. Double tap that screen and subscribe. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan.
Where can people see what happens inside this place?
So go to the description and go and watch a documentary called Dominion. See for yourself the reality of what happens inside slaughterhouses. Dominion is the documentary that everybody wishes they saw sooner. It's the documentary that people will never regret watching. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. And put green hearts in the comments if you think number 3s should be put in prison for what they do to animals. That's animal farmers. That's people who experiment on animals. That's horse riders, horse racers, people who bet on greyhound racing. Number 3 should be put in prison. This is a moral crime, and one day it'll be a legal crime. We need the public to stand up for the animals. The animals only have vegans, animal rights activists. As a vegan, you are neutral. You don't oppress animals, but you don't help them. You have to be an animal rights activist. That's someone who stops this injustice. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe.
Where are you? What are you doing today?
A slaughterhouse today. So we've just seen so many trucks come in this facility today. The police have been here. They called the police on us 3 times in a row purely for protesting this disgusting place. Applying pressure because their security guards don't like being on live streams, do they? They don't like their face all over the world, all over the internet, working in a place like this. Well, I suggest to those security guards that they should leave the job. You can get a job anywhere else. We've got a friend who is an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. He's now a vegan and animal rights activist. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe.
How does it feel when you see them animals? You saw them really up close, they came past. Yeah. How does it feel? Describe to the chat how it feels and why you're here.
It's like looking at a really vulnerable child who looks hopeless, helpless. See them in there, see the cows in there. Those victims are in there. You think it's funny? Look, they think it's funny. Look at the face of these people thinking it's funny to drop animals off to slaughter. You think it's funny? You're a disgusting man, baby. You're brainwashed. You're deranged in the head. How could you? How could you? Shame on you, scumbag. You have to be deranged to be able to do this. Who makes money off the blood of animals? This lairage is open. You can see the cows in the dungeon that he put them in. And it is a dungeon. It's a dungeon that they await their murder. They then get forced into the kill floor. When the kill floor is ready, they have a bolt gun in their head. The bolt gun is not for the cows, it's not for the animals, it's for the workers to incapacitate the animals so they fall to the floor so they cannot attack the workers whilst they're trying to stab them in the throat. They then bleed out. They then get hoisted up by one leg. Their blood will come out of their neck. They then have their skin ripped off their bodies. In fact, David, who used to work in the slaughterhouse, said he saw a cow having their skin ripped off her face whilst they cut into her stomach and removed her baby that was inside her tummy, and they left her baby on the floor to suffocate and die. The mother was still alive and conscious at this time, crying out, screaming out for her life. But in the slaughterhouse, they have what's called a kill line. You can hear them crying out now. Crying out. How do their cries not affect you? Lack of empathy is a sign of a psychopath. It's disgusting. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe.
What?
Good people do not pay for this.
One cow's just looking straight at me.
Here's your victim, guys. This is inside of a slaughterhouse right now. Inside the lairage. You can see the victims for yourself. Beef cows inside here, 18 months old. Children. Mother cows inside here. Grieving mothers who have had their babies ripped away from them, kidnapped from them. Mothers who have had pregnancy forced upon them. If we put human in place of a cow, we'd call that word something beginning with R. That act alone is a massive rights violation. It's horrific. If that was a human, they'd be going in for some help, some support, and their oppressor would be in prison for forcing themselves onto that human with no consent. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. I'm at a slaughterhouse right now. Steve asked me how it felt when you see the animals going in. How it feels? It's the most crushing, heartbreaking thing I've ever experienced in the world. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. To see a victim knowing that they're going to be stabbed, you will never know that feeling until you look into the eyes of the animals who are looking out scared. When you see the eyes of these animals, their eyes are wide. They fight for their lives. When you go to a sanctuary and you see cows, they're calm. Their eyes are not wide. They do not cry. They chill out, they eat whatever they're eating, they have a lovely day. But not on farms, not in slaughterhouses. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe.
If someone wants to go vegan, what can they do?
Yeah, so if you want to go vegan, thank you first of all. Please go to our description and watch something called Dominion. See inside of a slaughterhouse. That's the biggest thing to help you go vegan. Know why you're going vegan, because then the how is easy. It's so easy to be vegan. It's a non-action. Instead of when you bought like pig sausages, you just get the vegan sausages. If you don't want to eat that kind of stuff, just have a flipping jacket potato and beans on toast. Like everything you eat now, you can have the same, just without the victim. Find the vegan alternative. But it is not just a diet, by the way. Before I tell you what veganism is, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. Number 2's, you're who I want to speak to. You're the people who are open-minded, who may not know what happens. And that's not your fault, so we're not here to hate on you or judge you at all. Please feel free to ask questions, subscribe, message us some questions on Instagram as well. It's Mel and Steve. What was I saying? Oh yeah, veganism. So veganism is not a diet. A lot of people mistake this for a diet because we talk a lot about farmed animals and what's on your plate. But veganism is actually a moral stance against the use and exploitation of animals. Just like how we shouldn't exploit other humans, we shouldn't exploit non-human animals as well. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan.
Why is the industry so secretive? Why do the consumers never get told the truth?
Yeah, the reason why these industries don't want us to show you guys the reality, or why they don't show themselves, is because they know that humans' hearts are actually kind. Our natural instinct when we see like a dog being kicked is to protect. We don't want animals to be hurt. So the way that they make you pay for it is if they create lies. They basically, this happens over here. This is the industry that kill animals, oppress animals, blend baby chicks alive. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, I'll continue that in a sec. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan, and double tap that screen and subscribe. Here's the industry, right? The abusers, the oppressors, the forcible pregnators, the gas chamber makers. Then here's the wall of lies that they say we love our animals. Here's the public. The public never see this. So what we're doing as activists, we're breaking down the wall and we're letting the public see the truth. Okay? Because at the moment you're shown not the truth. So you have a bias in your opinion because you believe in this wall that they put up to lie for you, because all they want is your money. Don't let them make you be a mug and pay them to kill animals for you, baby animals. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you are open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and please subscribe.
Chris has just put in the chat that they're going vegan.
Amazing, Chris. Thank you so much for going vegan for the animals. Thank you for seeing the urgency of your actions. If you are not vegan, you pay for the abuse, torture, and murder of animals. But if you are vegan, then you don't pay for that.
Are you just here to clash with people and make them feel bad?
No. Well, I do. I want you to feel bad because that's what normal people do. When you see a child-like victim go into a slaughterhouse and you know they're going to be stabbed, I hope your heart breaks. I want your heart to break. Because when you feel something is when you change. If you feel nothing, then your class is a psychopath. That is just the reality. We're not here to hate on you guys like the number 2s who are open-minded, but if you may just not know yet. We used to be numbers 2. Everybody here used to be a number 2. We used to be open-minded but not vegan. In fact, David used to work in a slaughterhouse. He worked in the industry. And look, he didn't know that you can be vegan. He didn't understand. He thought you had to do this. And now look at him. He's out here, a vegan animal rights activist, defending the animals and telling these people, leave their jobs. There's a different way. There's a way out.
Someone's saying it's easier for me to go vegetarian, so I'm going to do that.
It's not about you. It's easy for you to be vegan. Well, who has it harder? You, who just has to move your hand in the supermarket and not pay these scumbags to kill animals, or the animals who have had pregnancy forced upon them, macerated in blenders, forced inside gas chambers, sent to a slaughterhouse, have their throats stabbed in the throat? Who has it harder, the animals or you just walking down another aisle in Tesco's? Please get perspective. Go and watch Dominion. See for yourself. The dairy industry is horrific. The egg industry is horrific. It's all horrific.
Someone says I'm a vegetarian. Not all of us are like this.
Sorry, say that again.
Someone said I'm a vegetarian. Not all of us are like this.
Like what?
Like how we are.
You should be. If you're a vegetarian, you don't understand the industry. So with all due respect, you're no different to a carnist who eats animals because you're still oppressing animals. It's black and white. You're either vegan or you oppress animals. But as a vegetarian, maybe you're a vegetarian because you do care about animals, but you don't know the industries. So please watch Dominion. See the reality. Be vegan. Be vegan as a matter of urgency. Be vegan the whole time you're even educating yourself as a just in case you're wrong. Because the repercussions of you not being vegan is animals are inside the slaughterhouse today for you. This is a slaughterhouse where they kill dairy cows for you.
Someone is saying that eggs are okay. If I get free-range eggs, that's fine.
Okay. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. I'll come back to that point. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. So in the egg industry, free range, it's just a word. That's all it is. It's a marketing word. Remember I said the industry's here, the lie wall is here, and you're here. They're crying in there. Those cows are crying inside here. Can you see them? They're crying inside this dungeon. They don't want to die. They don't want to die. It's a matter of urgency. Please be vegan for them. The irony of an ice cream truck coming outside of a slaughterhouse where they kill dairy cows. Wow, what could be more triggering than that right now? You're hearing right now dairy cows crying for their lives here, and you're hearing a ice cream truck with the propaganda all over it, playing music. It's sadistic, it's eerie. I wonder if those people making money off ice cream even know what they are paying for. Do they realise dairy cows are murdered for every ice cream they sell? Do they realise that? Maybe not. Maybe they also are brainwashed from the public. Maybe all they've seen is the wall that people want to see. It's hell. In the egg industry, guys, every single male chick is blended up alive in those hatcheries. Eggs are not okay. You'll believe in free range because you're obviously a compassionate person trying to do better for the animals. I used to be that person as well. I would be like, oh, never buy caged eggs. That's horrific. I didn't know what free range meant. It was just a word made me feel better about paying for it because I didn't know the industry. Every single male chick in the egg industry is blended up alive. Before I continue, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. In the egg industry, the males don't produce eggs. They're called a waste product. So either blended up alive or they're gassed in gas chambers. And these like microwave gas chamber things. It's horrific. In fact, there's one right by Pawns Park, by the way. The entrance to Pawns Park, you look on the left, there's a hatchery there. Okay. Next thing they do is with the females, they get sent into the big barns. Free range means nothing. It's 30,000 chickens can be in one big barn, tiny little hole for the outside. Anyone knows chickens? They will guard the door. Chickens have a pecking order. They can only recognise up to 100 faces. There's 30,000. So those chickens are living in artificial light 24 hours and they're in like a prison where everyone's out to attack them basically because there's no equilibrium. They can't get a balance in there. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. The other thing as well about chickens and eggs is they've been genetically modified to lay 300 eggs a year. Naturally, they should only lay 12. In fact, right now, we have chickens who we have rescued and we are dealing with some of the issues that come with the eggs in the egg industries, the strain on their bodies, and it's horrific. It's horrific to witness. Even when those chickens are rescued, they're not rescued from their bodies because their bodies have been genetically modified to lay so many eggs. It depletes them of nutrients. They have prolapses. They limp if they lay an egg. It strains them so much.
Someone's saying free range means that animals are outside on the grass all the time.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You see a tiny amount of animals who are outside. They're usually probably beef cows or sheep. Beef cows, they do a program called calf. What's it called, Steve?
Cow to calf.
Cow to calf farming. So what you see is the animals on some field, but most of them are in big barns. And even if they are on the fields, even if they did live in a palace and they had a great life, they still get sent to a slaughterhouse at 18 months old. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan.
Why are you vegan? What made you vegan?
The dairy industry made me vegan because I had no idea what I was paying for. I used to drink cow's milk. I used to pay for slaughterhouses to exist. I used to do that. And I didn't know. So that's why we're here showing the public, showing you guys what happens to these animals, telling you the truth because at the moment you don't know the truth. And it's not your fault that you don't know.
Someone's put meat has protein and we need it to live.
No, we don't need it to live. If, in fact, you're eating protein secondhand through a baby's body, if you're eating animals for protein, again, it's not your fault that you don't know this. All protein comes from plants. The animals then eat the plants. You then eat the animals secondhand, but you get like a bad protein along with cholesterol, saturated fats, and things that kill you faster. So just go straight to the source, eat plants, seitan, tofu. You get more protein. In fact, a bag of peas is 60 grams of protein in it anyway. You can get more protein. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan, and double tap that screen and subscribe. Is there another question?
Got another one saying the cows don't die for dairy. Don't be silly.
All right, this is a slaughterhouse, guys. Again, you may not have realised this. I didn't know it. I thought cows just ate grass and produced milk. I truly did. I did not know cows need to be pregnant to produce milk, just like your mother was pregnant. She had you and she produced milk for you. Her milk is for her baby. So if you're drinking cow's milk, you have been brainwashed, but it's not your fault. Every single cow in the dairy industry goes to slaughter. This is where I am today. They kill dairy cows here. If you look back on the live stream, you'll see dairy cows on this live stream. This is why we go live, by the way, because the industry state that vegans spout propaganda and lies. We don't. We go live, we show the reality.
talking of propaganda and lies. We've got loads of farmers in this chat. Funny how they're supposed to be so hard working and all at work, but a lot of them seem to be able to spend a lot of time in animal rights activist chats, trying to defend and debunk and trying to condition people as we're undoing that conditioning, right? Why have they got so much time to spend in our chat rooms trying to reinforce the bullshit and lies that they tell the public to keep you indoctrinated? Start to question these systems, right? Why don't the public know? Why aren't farmers transparent? What should happen to animal farmers, in your opinion?
Animal farmers should be in prison for what they do. Their names and faces should be all over the internet and the world so people know to stay away and keep your children away from these disgusting scumbags that oppress animals. It is not normal to oppress animals. It's not okay to do this. The reason that farmers are in this live stream is because they're desperate. They victim play. Oh, farmers are the most hard-working people on the planet. No, they're not. No, they're not. Farmers always are saying this to activists when you're in town advocating for the animals. There's a flipping farmer. I work 24 hours a day. Then why the hell are you shopping right now? They're victim play. The animals are the ones suffering and being abused because of them disgusting animal farmers. They are not farmers. They are slave owners, in my opinion. Farmers farm non-sentient things like plants who don't scream, who don't bleed, who don't cry when they go to a slaughterhouse. Every single animal farmer is a disgusting person. They do not have a brain. They cannot use their heart. They need to be put in prison for what they do immediately.
Why is it that no animal farmers ever stop outside slaughterhouses and try and hold their position here? Every time we've ever given it to a farmer to counteract or to respond, why do they just drive off? Why do they just scurry away?
Yeah, because farmers, animal slave owners, my opinion, they are brave behind the phone. When we see them in person, they run away.
Plus, if they were ever actually truthful, it reinforces the things that we're saying, right?
Exactly.
Someone's put a chat here. I really don't want to support you guys, but plant protein is not absorbed as good as meat protein. Our ancestors knew better than you guys. So we've got a caveman using an iPhone by the looks of things.
Yeah, a caveman using it. Also, the study actually shows that animal protein is like 0.2% better. Okay, that's what the study actually shows. But most people just say, oh, there's no difference. But actually, plant protein is better. But even if it was worse, is it still okay to kill someone? But if it was better, what if humans was the best absorption of protein? Do we now have slaughterhouses for humans? Use your brain. That's a demonic mindset to put upon someone else. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you are anti-vegan. Don't listen to these slave owners who have animals and send them to slaughter. Look for yourself. Stay on this live stream. See the victims for yourself. Use your heart and your brain. What would you want to do if that was your family member in here, your child? If that was you in here, you would be begging us to be out here defending you. And we will always do what's right over what animal farmers say.
What is your objective for today? Who are you trying to communicate with? And what's the message you're trying to get out there?
Yeah, I am here to purely defend the animals. And by doing that, I'm speaking to number 2s who are open-minded, who don't know the reality. Because I once was a number 2 and I wish someone told me sooner. Okay, so this is why we're live streaming. See for yourself. We are not here to hate on number 2s. We're not here to hate on anyone on this live stream who comes in with an open mind. The people we are hating on, in fact, it's the industry as a whole. Everyone can change. We've seen farmers change their farms to sanctuaries. Everyone can change. In fact, animal farmers have it the easiest. They have charities helping them change.
Listen to them cries. Listen to them cry. Them bellows are bellows of help.
Could you hear that on the live?
I don't know. Could you hear that in the live? Put green hearts in the live if you could hear that. But that layerage is open and them animals are crying out for mercy. Yeah. They're crying out for anyone who hears them, who could come and help them.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
Shame on you! Shame on you!
These people need to feel the pressure. This is not just a... Chuck coming in. This is not just like, oh, think about it. This is an urgent war against the animals and it needs to be treated like one.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're here purely speaking to you and showing you the reality. You see the cows? You see the cows in the lairage there? Here's the victims inside the slaughterhouse in the dungeon of hell. Leave the job. Every time you go home and get a wage, blood is on your hands. You can't wipe blood off your hands until you remove yourself from the industry that creates the blood in the first place. People lie. They lie to you, the public. In the dairy industry, every single cow goes to a slaughterhouse. In the beef industry, every single cow goes to a slaughterhouse. Piglets at 6 months old go to gas chambers. Watch Pigment on Amazon Prime. See how corrupt these industries are. See how those pigs suffer to death inside those dungeons of CO2 pits of hell. They burn from the inside out. That's what CO2 gas does. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and please subscribe.
People are saying that their religion says that they're allowed to eat meat. Does their religion say they have to?
No, do not bring religion into this war against the animals. It has nothing to do with what your God said. You can believe in what you want to believe in, but do not use that as a crowbar to justify the murder and exploitation onto someone else. That is not godly like. That's the devil. You have been corrupted by the devil and you're using God's name to justify the worst atrocities on this planet. Why the hell did God make animals then if they can scream and cry for their lives? They don't want to be in here. Why didn't God on this planet make slaughterhouses already here? If he was like, oh yeah, you should be drinking cow's milk, why then do cows only produce milk for their babies? Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and subscribe. Can I switch in? My voice is going
Yeah,
again.
sure. Well done. Okay, guys. This is Project Livestream 10. I want everyone to know that Project Livestream 10 is an initiative that brings people all over the world to slaughterhouses to bring you, the consumer, the reality and the truth, to give you nothing more than the information that the industry try so hard to hide from you. Let us know in this chat right now. 1's in the chat if you're vegan. 2's in the chat if you're open-minded, if you have a kind heart, but you're not vegan yet. And put a 3 in the chat if you're an anti-vegan. Let us know 1, 2 or 3. Please double tap the stream, like it, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Today, right now, guys, we have seen animals after animals after animals being brought inside this slaughterhouse to die for optional products. These optional products are no justification to the violence and the exploitation that these individuals face. Did you know that cows only produce milk because they're mums? Would you drink rat milk? Would you drink dog milk? Why has the industry indoctrinated us and conditioned us to believe that as humans, we should be drinking a different species from a different mammal, from a cow?
Shame on you.
That, Larry. Shame on you, guys.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
How could you?
Look at these tiny little security guards defending
I just
animal
overheard
violence.
someone say what they. I just overheard someone say what they think we're doing is intimidating and wrong.
What we're doing is intimidating and wrong. I'll tell you right now, the only intimidation right now is happening to the dairy cows and the beef cows behind this gate. They're the ones intimidated. And in fact, intimidation could just be a threat. But what's happening to them is that threat is being fulfilled all the way through to, in my opinion, premeditated murder.
Yep.
That intimidation tactic, that intimidation threat will result in their lives being taken. What we're doing right now is we're pressurizing the industry. The industry feel uncomfortable because the secrets that they try and hide all of a sudden are being brought to light. They're being brought into the public eye. Now, the public, when they see this information, have the opportunity to do 2 things. Number 1, go from a number 2 to a vegan. This is the moral and ethical thing. This is the right thing to do. The other option they have is to go to an anti-vegan, to go down to a number 3 and be anti-vegan. Don't be anti-vegan, everybody. Be vegan. Be vegan. Do not be the reason that animals going here to die. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2, if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. 3, if you don't care about animals, double tap the stream and let us know. Guys, did you know that cows only produce milk because they're mums? One of the most harrowing facts that when you stand in public and you ask members of the public, do you know that cows are mums and that's why they produce milk? A lot of the members of the public don't know. A lot of members of the public don't know that these cows have pregnancies forced upon them. A lot of people think that cows are in the field with bulls and then just the natural circle of life, sung by Elton John, but apparently it's science, just happens. But no, it doesn't. What they do is they put them in what's known as I won't say it on YouTube because I'm not allowed to, a grape rack, where it comes around and it crushes their head in, they can't move. Farmers then put their hand all the way inside of her bum, hold her cervix in place, and inject her with bull semen. They force that pregnancy on her. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals.
Someone said I love animals, but I go to the gym.
Yeah, listen, well, I love animals and I go to the gym, but never make your gains off of someone else's loss, right? If you can make your gains from plants, which you can, that's the more moral and ethical decision to do. If you're someone who does love animals and you do morally consider animals and you feel bad having to exploit animals for gym gains, then educate yourself a bit more. This is why we talk about the why vegan and the how vegan. Why should I be vegan? I should be vegan because I'm against exploiting animals. How am I going to go to the gym, get my protein and build my muscles? This is always a secondary option, a secondary point, because the why I should be vegan is always so strong. So now you're someone who loves animals, but you go to the gym. Listen, be someone who loves animals. Don't exploit them. And type into Google, how do I get protein as a vegan? How do I do this as a vegan? How do I bodybuild as a vegan? How do I run triathlons as a vegan? And find that information out because it's valuable to you because you're someone who loves animals.
Yeah, well said. Satoru put it's called the food chain. What do you say to that?
Listen, let's steel man your argument. Let's put humans at the top of the food chain, which we're not. Then we'll put animals underneath humans. And then underneath animals, right, we'll put plants. Now, when you can survive as a human by missing out the violence towards animals and go straight to the plants and cause the least amount of harm, why would we not be choosing that? Just because we're above, or in your opinion, we're above, it doesn't mean that we're justified to do so. Parents have dominion over their children or their child. It doesn't give them the right to exploit their child just because they're above them and they have dominion over them. We have a responsibility. We have a moral responsibility and a moral obligation to do the ethical and the right thing. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, and 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Now, for the animals here today, this is very, very urgent. This is life and death. Animals have been taken in this building behind us today, and they're going to be executed for optional products like cheese, milk, and dairy. These are dairy cows. Often over 20% of them are pregnant. And this is beef cows. Cows exploited for their body parts. We do not need to do this to them. These defenseless baby animals are vulnerable. They're like children. They don't want this. They want to be free. They want to be loved. Don't be the people who exploit them. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan. 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3 if you don't care about animals. We're not here to clash with you guys. We're really not here to clash and point fingers. We're here today to educate you on the behalf of the dear animals who are behind that gate right now, who are being killed. This is a slaughterhouse. This is very, very real for them. This is harrowing. It's so sad to be here. It's heartbreaking. Every time I come to these places, it makes me really sad. I don't like it, but I do it because I know that they need me to do it. I know that they need to be defended. Now, my voice and my actions is too late for the individuals behind me right now. It's too late for the animals that are already being killed. I can smell the animals are being killed in this place right now. It's too late for them. But if you are a number 2, if you're someone with a compassionate heart and you care, you have the option today to not be the reason why another one goes in tomorrow. You have the option today to remove yourself from buying clothes made of their skin, remove yourself from buying products that are tested on their eyes, on their bodies. You can be vegan and remove yourself from personally exploiting animals altogether. It's the moral baseline. It's the least that we can do. The only thing that we need from animals is forgiveness. Absolute forgiveness. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream. Please like, share, subscribe. We go to slaughterhouses all over the place, all over the weeks, to bring you the realities and the truth. That's all we try and do.
We just had a few more people come in the room. Where are we? What's happening? What's going on?
Okay, guys, this is Project Livestream 10. This is an initiative worldwide. We have activists all over the world going to slaughterhouses today to bring the consumer, to bring the public, the general truth, just to show you live what's happening. We are all here outside of a slaughterhouse in the UK. This is an ABB slaughterhouse that executes baby cows, dairy cows, and beef cows who are exploited for their body parts and their secretions. We're here to show you the realities and the truths behind that industry that the industry don't want you, the consumer, to know. The minute consumers find out the truth, the minute someone with a compassionate heart knows what's happening, they change and they go vegan. Put 1 in the chat if you've already made that decision to change. Put 2 in the chat if you do have a kind heart, but you've not made that jump to being vegan yet. And 3, if you don't care about animals, and subscribe, double tap the stream.
Someone said, I agree with everything you're saying, but I do eat chickens.
Listen, if you agree with everything I'm saying, then you should no longer be trying to think, I eat chickens. if you agree with me when I say we should morally consider animals, if you agree with me when I say animals have the ability to suffer and feel pain and they want to live, if you agree with me when I say that we should not be personally responsible for the exploitation of animals, then your next position is I am no longer being the reason why animals go into slaughterhouses. I'm going to buy the vegan chicken and not have that blood on my hands. One in the chat if you're vegan. Two in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation about what we're doing here today and why we're doing this. And three, if you don't care about animals, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and please like the stream.
They said, have we ever been to a chicken slaughterhouse?
Yeah, I've been to a chicken slaughterhouse. And if you go back a few live streams on here, we went to a chicken slaughterhouse in Brackley. It's called Avara. Majority of chickens are gassed in CO2 gas. So we went to Avara Foods. I don't like calling it foods because animals are not foods. We went to Avara where they gas chickens millions and millions a week. Go back a few live streams and you'll see they use CO2 gas. CO2 gas forms carbonic acid on any mucousy membrane. So that carbonic acid burns them from the inside out. They suffocate and they suffer for minutes, thrashing around in CO2 gas until their tiny little bodies give in and die.
Someone just said, yeah, but it's one bad day.
One bad day and you think that that's okay. What if you were the victim and I just said, one bad day for you, sorry, don't complain, one bad day. Listen, you should be grateful because you wouldn't have even been born if it wasn't for this industry. You should be lucky that the dairy industry forced you into existence to exploit you for your every single being. And then you have one bad day in the slaughterhouse and then we eat you. Stop complaining. It's easy to say one bad day when you're not the one facing the knife. It's easy to say one bad day when you're not the one being dragged inside of a slaughterhouse. Why do we think that animals should just have to accept it? Why do we think that animals should just have to put up with it? Just because they're a cow, just because they're a chicken, just because they're a pig, doesn't matter. Absolutely wrong. They're sentient beings. They have the ability to suffer and feel pain. They're sentient. We should leave them alone.
Oh, it stings here. Someone said they're all old when they get killed, though.
They're not all old when they're killed, but I'm going to answer this question in two ways. Firstly, they're not all old. Let me give you the average ages. The average age of a dairy cow is 3 to 5 years old. The average age of a chicken is 42 days old. The average age of an egg-laying hen is around 18 months old. The average age of a piglet is 6 months old. The average age of a beef cow is 18 months old. They are all killed as babies. I'm going to tell you the second part after you've put one in the chat if you're vegan, two in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, and three in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream and like and subscribe. Now let me tell you why age is completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter if they live in the best conditions and they live to 2 weeks before their natural death date. It doesn't matter if we then take them and execute them. It's an injustice. It's wrong. It should never happen. This is an absolute crazy thought process to think that we give them a good life and then we wait until they're old and then we shoot them in the face and stab them to death, and that's okay. If you're someone with a kind, compassionate heart, but you're not vegan yet, today is the day for you to make that jump to being vegan. Go to Challenge 22, sign up for free. Go into the description of this live stream, watch Dominion, watch Pignorant, and sign up to Challenge 22, all from that description link. And you're going to get all the information you need to go vegan and stay vegan.
What would you say to someone who just put vegans are dumb and weak?
I don't care what your opinions of vegans are. It doesn't mean that our message is wrong. You may perceive us to be dumb and weak, but it doesn't mean that veganism's wrong. What if I said anti-racists are dumb and weak? It doesn't mean that it's still okay to be racist. I don't care what your opinion is of me. I'm not here to be your friend. I don't care if no one in this live stream ever likes me. I'm not here for you. I'm here for them. And you may not like me because my message is hard and true, and I'm telling you the truth, and I'm not apologizing for it. But let me tell you some information right now. Any number two non-vegans who are angry at vegans and you think that you don't like us because we're holding up the mirror, guess where that anger goes when you actually give in and you go vegan? That anger goes right towards the industry, not towards the messenger. I don't care if you don't like me. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. I could be telling you, oh, you can hate me with all your heart, but it doesn't mean that my message isn't right? And you don't like that. You don't like that you don't affect me. I don't care if you like me or not.
What's happening here? Where are you?
We are outside of a slaughterhouse right now in the UK. This is all part of Project Livestream 10. Activists all over the world live streaming today at various locations, bringing the public just the plain and simple truth. The reason being is because the industry aren't just not transparent with the consumer. The industry lie and indoctrinate to the consumer. You are told things like it's natural. You are told things like it's humane. You are told things like it's ethical and it needs to happen. Secondly, you're told that what happens in these places is all okay, right? So I covered that anyway. But let me tell you, it's not. It's not necessary and it's not ethical. It's not humane. This lie is what keeps animals in slaughterhouses and it keeps the public indoctrinated, not knowing the truth. So what we're doing today is just simply putting up a mirror, simply putting a glass wall inside this slaughterhouse so you can see the reality and the truth.
Someone's just put they wouldn't let babies die at the slaughter. That's extra money and more meat if they let them live.
No, listen. The reason why they let babies die at the slaughterhouses, firstly, is because some industries class babies as a non-profitable commodity. Dairy cows who are born male and chicks in the egg industry that are born male are waste products. They're a non-profitable commodity, so they're executed and discarded. I've been to slaughterhouses where dairy calves, little 2-week-old boys, are brought there to die. The reason why they kill animals at such a young age is because the industry turnover is huge. It's all a massive industrial machine. Smallholding farming is a load of nonsense. Smallholding is what they lean on with the public's indoctrination to make you believe that it's okay. The reason why animals are killed at such a young age is because they're forced into existence, they're forcefully grown to size as fast as possible, and then they're executed to keep the profit margins turning over fast. Chickens that you eat are 42 days old when they're executed in gas chambers. 42 days old. They are grown so fast that their bodies can't handle their weight. Their legs snap, their organs fail, their hearts give in. I've been in investigated farms, stepping over chickens in the barns, looking up whilst they're taking their last breath, covered in ammonia burns, where they're suffocating and dying because their organs are failing them, because they're forced into an adult's body as a child. They're then forced into an orange crate, stuffed inside that orange crate, taken to a slaughterhouse and put inside of a gas chamber. That's your fucking chicken sandwich. What's wrong with people? If you're a number 2 who cares about animals, stop being responsible for that violence. Open your mind up to the actual reality and the truth. Go to our main channel and go and look at the investigations. Go and watch Pignorant. Go and watch Dominion. Go and see the reality and the truth. Only when you're educated do you have the opportunity to make the right decision.
And to point out, that was an award-winning farm.
An award-winning farm. It had all the labels on the outside. I won't disclose the farm. It had all the labels. This farm had banners on the outside of very well-known brands that you would know in very high-end supermarkets. And we went in. I opened up the first bin, and it was full of liquid. I thought, what's in this bin? We opened up the second bin, and it was half decaying bodies. I then realized the first bin was bodies, but about 3 weeks later, that had just dissolved into just mucousy membrane. They were individuals that had the hopes and dreams of their lives being free, having their friends and family around them. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, you're open to this conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap the live stream, like, share, and subscribe. Our objective is to bring you the truth and the reality. We don't need to spend billions like this industry to lie to you. We don't have to match the lies, the humane washing, and all this rubbish this side of the industry do. We haven't got to put adverts on the news. We haven't got to put adverts on the radio telling you to just back British farmers. Fuck British farmers that farm animals. You scumbags, you should be ousted for what you do. The public should know what you do. You should be named and shamed for what you do to animals. How dare you do this to animals? It's disgusting. And the world should know, and you should be imprisoned, in my opinion. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, double tap the stream and like, share, and subscribe. Our objective isn't to talk to the number 3s. The number 3s are background noise in these chats. The number 2s is why we're here. There are so many good people tuning into this stream who have never heard this. So many people don't know that there are over 9 active gas chambers in the UK alone executing baby animals. Some people don't know that cows don't just produce milk. Some people don't know that that bacon sandwich that they claim to love so much, Moy Bacon, was a 6-month-old piglet who was ripped from their mom, who was stuck inside of a farrowing crate, who all she could do is stand up and lay down for 8 to 12 weeks. I've been and investigated pig farms. It's one of the most saddest things I've ever seen in my life. I looked at a pig in the eyes, this mother sow who was in a farrowing crate. I looked in her eyes and all I could say was, I am so sorry for what my species have done to you. I'm ashamed to be associated with the human species that have done this to animals. Let me swap back over with Mel.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet, 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap that screen and please subscribe. Like Steve said, we are at a slaughterhouse today. Today behind me, I have witnessed factory farm trucks come in with beef cows and dairy mothers who are grieving from the dairy industry. I've also witnessed small holding farmers bring the animals to the same slaughterhouse. There is zero difference between small local factory. It's all crap for the animals. It is not okay to oppress them whatsoever, and they all end up in the same slaughterhouse, have their throat cut open. 20% of cows that enter a slaughterhouse are still pregnant. Have a look at the stats for yourself. Go into our description and watch something called Dominion. See inside of a slaughterhouse, because you need to know why you go vegan, and that is for the animals. You will never be able to understand what happens to the animals until you visually see it, because your mind's too innocent to let yourself go there. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you're anti-vegan. This is urgent. This is a war that you now, with the knowledge, can stop participating in yourself. Stop being part of the oppressor and be part of the protector. Please subscribe to this channel, and we